Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on Legion of Superheroes in the 31st Century. Now, as you know, Legion of Superheroes was a TV series that ran for 2 seasons. There was a third season planned that never got off the ground. And for those who don't know, the Legion of Superheroes are a team of teenage superheroes in the far future. And the cover mainly has Brainiac sort of saying, Krypton, welcome to Krypton. And yeah, in Season 2, we would eventually see Brainiac as the final Season 2 villain, and there were plans to do a third season with that same Brainiac that never got off the ground. And it starts off how we see Superman and the others taking on some dangerous creatures, and we're shown with an old picture relic found by the museum owners of a photo with Superman much older against Brainiac. Now, keep in mind that this is kind of almost similar to, say, Superman the Animated Series, and was pretty much using almost similar artwork. And we see the owner of the museum saying, from the trash heap of history, as it were, for Supes really bulks up in the future. I mean, the past, his past. And you can kind of tell Brainiac 5 is afraid of this, as he knows that this is his ancestor, the original Brainiac. And of course, Bouncing Boy asks what was the problem, but points out that his ancestor, Brainiac, was responsible for what happens in the past, and points out about his family tree, and of course needs to get the Superman to help learn more about his roots. We see how Brainiac 5 asks Superman to punch him as hard as he can to let loose some knowledge. We see Bouncing Boy bouncing around, ending up hitting Duplicate Girl. We see Brainiac 5 getting knocked up, and him sort of processing his lost data and turning to his more robotic form, who says, Greetings, Kal-El. Whoa. And so we kind of see how Brainiac 5 is going to send them to where Superman came from, and we kind of see how somebody wants to call Shotgun, and see them using a time bubble, as it's going to send them way back to the past. And of course, they have the Phantom Zone projector as well, as a shortcut. And basically, they end up heading near a red sun, which is one of Superman's weaknesses. We see how Sunboy's freaking out from a giant red sun, and of course, they crash land right back into Krypton past, and Brainiac 5 pointing about his great-grandfather, the first Brainiac that will do terrible things, and that he's trying to set things right. So of course he knows the potential consequences, and also that the time bubble's cracked. So he also points out that in one point in the future, he will have destroyed Superman. And we kind of see how Superman still tries to be a friend, and we see how Brainiac 5 gets the idea to create a new time spear, and uses some of the flightlings. We see how the team gathers around other things, and we see the Thought Beasts. Now, in the Silver Age comics, the Thought Beasts were meant to be more like Triceratop-like creatures. This one, they look more like sort of bug-like creatures. And of course, they kind of learn to their shock that anything they see from the Thoughts, they can use against them. So we kind of see how Brainiac 5 gets the idea to use it to their advantage. So to make it look like they aren't thinking of anything else, and Brainiac 5 being the distraction. And of course, we see Sunboy using his fire abilities and getting back the artifact what they were after. And after this, they kind of set up what they need and build a new time spear. So, of course, Superman learns that this was more like the distant past of Krypton, before the Kryptonians. And we kind of see how Superman reassures Brainiac, whatever happens, that he will handle this. And we kind of see them heading back to the past, ending the story. Now, the story is not too bad, as it does kind of show Brainiac 5 wants to set things right. And I know Season 2 would eventually cover Brainiac, where he points out what happened to Krypton, as well as Kandor. And we kind of see how Clark is a bit more angrier and a bit more annoyed. So I don't know if this kind of retcons issue 9 or anything, as I haven't watched the TV show in a long time. So I think this issue deserves a thumbs up. Still good and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.